folks, I'm Eric from the Red Bearded Predators. Today I am going to be reviewing the Danner Artic 600 boot. What am I going to go over in this review? I'm going to go over specs of the boot, functionality of the boot, break-in period, warmth, breathability, waterproofness, and I'm just going to look at it from a user's perspective and give you guys an opinion on what I think of this boot. Let's get into the video right now. All right, here's the boot. So this boot has a 7-inch height, has 200 gram Primaloft, it has ortholite footbed, it has a waterproof lining, has a Danner dry liner to help keep your foot dry, has something called Vibram Nisqually Arctic Grip. I don't know what that means. Has a 365-day warranty, so if you break your boot within the first year, you can get that boot fixed, and the boot was made in Vietnam. All right, the next thing I'm gonna talk about is the durability of these boots. I put 3 full years on these boots. That's hunting and scouting. That's over 500 miles in 3 years, because I put a lot of miles on my boots. I say overall, there's not very many cracks. If maybe 1 or 2, very impressed with that. The boot wear itself, I think you guys might be able to see that, otherwise I'll get some B-roll. There's plenty of grip lift on these boots, so very impressed by that. That's even with letting water sit inside of it. I put some mink oil on my boots just so they don't dry out. I guess the only area where they missed on the durability is the shoelaces itself aren't the greatest. I've tied a shoelace onto shoelace to make them work. I could purchase some new shoelaces, but in terms of durability, we'll give her a thumbs up. One of the reasons I bought this boot was for the functionality. I hunt in the hills of western Wisconsin, and this boot's an absolute gem to wear. It's super light, super functional, mobile, agile, sleek, whatever else you want to call it. I absolutely love wearing them for the functionality aspect of things. And another awesome thing that it does is, like I said, that Vibram Nisqually, I don't know what it means, does an absolutely awesome job gripping the snow or the leaves in western Wisconsin here. It's super steep here. So this is an absolute, like I said, gem to wear in steep terrain. In terms of comfortability, these boots are tremendous. Every time I put on these boots, it feels like I'm putting my foot on a pillow, and that's 3 years after the purchase date. In terms of fit, it fits me fairly well. I have about an average to maybe a little bit narrower than average foot, and I got the size D, size 12. I'd say overall it's true to fit. In terms of hot spots and blisters, I haven't gotten any with this boot. So like I said, this boot has 200 gram Primaloft insulation. I'd say it does a decent job at keeping your foot warm when the temperature is on the plus side of 45 degrees. However, if that temperature starts dipping below 45 degrees, you better be prepared, and with some Arctic Shield boot covers or some sort of boot covers with putting some hand warmers inside, and your feet will stay nice and toasty. The reason I roll with the 200 gram Primaloft isn't to keep my foot the warmest. It's kind of that in between 400 grams of insulation and 0, to where I don't have to worry about my foot getting all sweaty on the walk in. That way I don't have moisture building up on my foot. That's the reason I roll with these. So that's a little bit about the warmth. Now I'm gonna get into how waterproof these boots actually are, because it says they're waterproof. I'd say after, getting your boots up to, like, I don't know, ankle height or below, it does a decent job keeping your boots dry. But if you do it over and over again at that depth, I noticed that there is some leakage that can occur, or the water seeps through the boot. I'd say even like if you're walking through a field full of dew in the morning and it's over and over again through a long period of time, it seems like moisture does seep through the boat, or through the boot, not the boat. And anything that's past the ankles or higher, I'd say it's not waterproof at all. I would call this boot more water resistant than waterproof. And that's even after I apply mink oil. So in terms of breathability of this boot, it does a really good job. I don't deal with too much moisture building up in this boot unless the temperatures get 80 degrees or above, especially with wearing some sort of moisture wicking sock. This boot actually does a really good job of letting your foot breathe. So I guess there you go for breathability. Breathability too. In terms of breathability, this boot does an excellent job, especially if you're wearing some sort of moisture wicking sock. I'd say it does struggle if it gets 80 degrees plus, especially with the little bit of insulation that it has. You're going to build up a little bit of moisture, but it doesn't get super uncomfortable or anything like that. So yeah, so I give it a thumbs up for the breathability. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the break-in time of these boots. Honestly, after the first time I wore these, no issues at all. It felt like they were broken in the first time I wore these boots. So in terms of time needing a break in these boots, I'd say minimal. I'd say if you're going out west or something like that, where you're going to be hiking a lot, give yourself a couple weeks and you'll be good to go with these boots. All right, folks, now we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty and my opinion of this boot. Like I said, I feel like this boot should be called water resistant, not waterproof, just due to the fact that anytime you put your foot in water over and over again, or even in a field with dewy type grass, water's gonna seep in. However, if you do a couple steps in the water here or there, it does a good job keeping the water out. So I guess that's one gripe. The other gripe I have is the shoelace durability and how it just laces up. I don't understand the design of it. I'm not a boot designer, but that's one thing I'd change to this boot. However, there's a lot of positives with these boots as well. If you're in hill country or any type of country like that, these have been an absolute gem to wear. These bottoms, super grippy. Absolutely give that a thumbs up. I can run up and down these hills, haven't sprained an ankle or anything like that. Been super mobile, super agile. Absolutely love the functionality of this boot. In terms of comfort, like I said, it is like putting your foot on a pillow. Absolute comfort, fits to size, true size in my opinion. And overall, I think this is an outstanding value. At $220, you can't beat it. I'd say if you're an elk hunter and just want a little insulation to your boot, does a great job with that. Hill country, does a great job in the hills, like I said. Does a good job, keeping your foot dry. Breathability is pretty awesome. Great for rugged terrain. This boot's been super durable over 3 years, so we'll give that a thumbs up. Overall, for the price point, like I said, at $220, this boot's a really hard boot to beat. So overall, I'll give it 2 thumbs ups for my usage, and I'll probably be buying another pair. That's all I have in this video. We'll keep more reviews coming throughout the summer, just because that's kind of like gear time of year. Everybody's loading up. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.